Good morning, children. I am Naresh Mathur. Today we are going to discuss exercise 4.3 of class 10 maths NCERT. We have already discussed the various methods of solving any quadratic equation. Now, in this exercise, we are going to discuss factorization method and quadratic formula only, as completing the square method has been removed from your syllabus by CBSE. Alright, that's why I have merged the question number first and second. We are going to solve all the four equations by quadratic formula only. Now, if you are talking about the quadratic formula is minus b plus minus whole square root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Alright, out of this, b square minus 4ac is called as discriminant, which is denoted by d. The value of d must be greater than or equals to 0 for getting any real roots. Now, in this question, we have to find roots if they exist. If they exist means first we need to find the existence of the roots, then we need to solve it further. For finding existing the roots, whether they are exist or not, for this we need to find the value of d, that is b square minus 4ac. It should be greater than or equals to 0. Now, as we discussed, the formula is minus b plus minus root d upon 2a. So we have to consider both the symbols, positive and negative both. For the simplicity, I have just solved both the symbol separately just for the simplicity. Okay, you can do it in a one step only, or you can solve it separately also. Now we have a equation that is 2x square minus 7x plus 3. Just get the value of a, b and c. A is the coefficient of x square, b is the coefficient of x, and c is the constant term. Just apply the value. For finding d, we got 25, which is greater than 0. If d is positive then or 0, we can say yes, the roots are existing for the given equation. Now we need to solve it. Just put the values of a, b, c. Minus b, that is minus of minus 7 plus root d, the d is 25 upon 2a. A is given as 2. Just solve it. 7 plus 5 by 4, we get 3. And here 7 minus 5 by 4, we get half. The roots are 3 and 1 by 2. Second equation, again same, just put the value of ABC. We got the value of D as 33. As 33 is a number whose square root is not a perfect square, so we just apply the value directly. Minus 1 plus root D, that is root 33 upon 4, and minus 1 minus root 33 upon 4. Why this 4? Because denominator we get 2a, value of a is 2, and 2 from the formula, 2 into 2 is 4. That's why we are getting 4 in the denominator. In the next equation, 4x square plus 4 root 3x plus 3, a equals to 4, b equals to 4 root 3, c is 3. Now here we are getting the value of d equals to 0. Still we say that yes, roots are possible. Now if the discriminant is 0, then whole the b square minus 4ac becomes 0. Then this whole square root of 0 is 0. So whether we add or subtract, it doesn't make any difference in the solution. So we have the same roots, that is minus 4 by root 3, that is minus root 3 by 2, and minus root 3 by 2. So we have the required root of minus root 3 by 2 and minus root 3 by 2. In the next question, see here, we have ABC. When we find the value of d, we get minus 31, which is less than 0. As d is negative, so we need not to solve it further. We can directly write that no real roots are possible for the given equation, and that's it. We will not solve it further. Alright. So in the next question now, we are given equation and we need to solve it. First, we need to convert this equation into a quadratic equation, then we'll solve it. Alright, so the question is x minus 1 by x equals to 3, where x is not equals to 0. First we'll do the simply taking LCM. X and x will multiply with this x, it will become x square. X square minus 1 upon x equals to 3. Then this x will multiply with this 3 and it will become x square minus 3x minus 1 equals to 0. After the displacement we get this quadratic equation. Then by taking simply the value of ABC and get the value of D, just put the value in the quadratic formula and we get the roots as 3 plus root 13 by 2, 3 minus 13 by, simple. Now in the second equation we are given 1 upon x plus 4 minus 1 upon x minus 7 equals to 11 by 30, where x is not equals to minus 4 and 7. What does it mean that is x is not equals to minus 4 and 7? And in the previous question it is also given that x is not equals to 0. It means the denominator can't be 0. Here the x plus 4 we have. So if x equals to minus 4, then minus 4 plus 4 becomes 0. So 1 by 0 it will become infinite. It will not, we can solve it further. Therefore that's why x minus 7, x again x can't be equals to 7. 7 minus 7 will become 0. That's why it is always written wherever we have a denominator in the algebraic form, we always write that x is not equals to this. It means x can have any value except these values. Alright, then x plus 1 upon x plus 4 minus 1 upon x minus 7, just take LCM, cross multiply. Here this x will cancel out with this x, so minus 7 minus 4 will become minus 11, and the product of these two factors will be x square minus 3x minus 28 equals to 11 by 30. For simplicity you can cut this 11 by this 11 directly, so it will be minus 1 and it will be positive 1. So 30 into minus 1 will minus 30 and the whole equation will multiply 1 will be the same equation. We get the, after the displacement we get x square minus 3x plus 2 equals to 0. Further it will be solved by simply factorization and get 1 and 2 as roots. Now we have word problems. These are the main concept, or these are the main questions of the chapter. There are the word problems which we need to convert it in the form of quadratic equation. This is the main task now. Now the solving a quadratic equation is not an issue, as we have two methods for solving any of the equation. But the first main task to identify the condition and convert it into a quadratic equation. Okay, let's read the question. That is, the sum of the reciprocal of Rahman's age in years 3 years ago and 5 years from now is 1 by 3. Sum of reciprocals. Now let the present age is x years. Then 3 years ago the age of Rahman was x minus 3. After 5 years it will be the x plus 5. The reciprocals of the ages, so 1 by x minus 3, 1 by x plus 5 equals to 1 by 3. Then when we need to solve it further, taking LCM, x plus 5 into 1, x minus 3 into 1 equals to 1 by 3. X plus x become 2x, 5 minus 3 is 2. Just cross multiply it. So we have x square plus 2x minus 15 equals to 6x plus 6. After the displacement we get an equation, x square minus 4x minus 21. Further minus 4x will be split into minus 7 and plus 3. So we have x equals to 7 and x equals to minus 3. As we are talking about age and x is the present age of Rahman, so it can't be negative, so this value will be discarded, rejected. So the answer will be Rahman's present age equals to 7 years. Now is the next pattern. In a class test, the sum of Shefali's marks in maths and English is 30. Total sum of maths and English marks is 30. So, and had she got 2 marks more in maths and 3 marks less in English, the product of their marks would have been 210. We need to find the marks in the two subjects. Now listen class, it is very necessary that we should try to identify the pattern of the question. This kind of simply is based on age wise questions, pattern problems based on ages. Now it's quite simple, but we are always given two conditions in any question. So here first condition that the sum of the marks is 30, and the second condition, if she is getting 2 marks less in maths, more in maths and 3 less in English, then the product will be 210. So the first condition will be written as x plus y equals to 30. X is marks in maths and y is marks in English. And if she are getting 2 marks more in maths, then x plus 2, 3 marks less in English, then y minus 3, the product of the number is 210. But in a quadratic equation, we always use only one variable, so we have to substitute the value of y. The value of y from here will be 30 minus x. Then put the value of y here, so it will become 30 minus x minus 3. Just solve it. X plus 2, 27 minus x equals to 210. We'll solve it. We'll make a quadratic equation. The value of middle term will be split in the minus 13 and minus 12. So we have x equals to 13 and x equals to 12. Now here the value of x is positive in both cases. So here we have two possible solutions. That if x equals to 13, then y will be 17. And if x equals to 12 means if the maths marks is 12, then the marks of English will be 8. So here we have two possible solutions of the given problem. Now this question is based on geometry based or Pythagoras based question. In this we are given a rectangular field whose diagonal is 60 meter more than the shorter side. Let's say ABCD is a triangle and the BC be the shorter side and AB be the longer side. Let the smaller side be x. Then the diagonal is given as 60 meter more than the shorter side, then it will be x plus 60, and the longer side is 30 meter more than the shorter side, therefore the AB will be x plus 30. Then what? As it is in the form of right angle triangle, we just apply Pythagoras theorem. Hypotenuse square equals to base square plus perpendicular square. Just expand it with the a plus b whole square identity. Then we get equation that is x square minus 60x minus 2700 equals to 0. So just split it, minus 90 and 30. So we get the value of x equals to 90. We'll reject the value or discard the value of minus 30 as length can't be negative. So the shorter side will be 90 and the longer side will be x plus 30. So it will be 90 plus 30, 120. Alright. Now the next problem. The difference of the squares of two numbers is 180. Square of the two numbers. Let the x and y are the two numbers and the y is greater than x. So y square minus x square equals to 180. This is first condition. Second condition is given square of the smaller number. Square of the smaller number x square is 8 times the larger number. Larger number is y. So x square equals to 8y. That is our second equation. Then just substitute the value of x square from equation 2 to equation 1. So we have an equation y square minus 8y equals to 180. Just split it, minus 18 plus 10. So we get y minus 10 and y equals to 18. Why this value be rejected? Y equals to minus 10 be rejected because x square equals to 8y. If it take y equals to minus 10, then x square will equals to minus 80. The square of any number can't be negative. That's why this value will be rejected. So we'll take y equals to 18. So the x square equals to 8y. So we have x square equals to 144. Then the x may be positive or it may be negative. So here again we have two possible solutions, that is 18 and 12 or 18 and minus 12. Alright. Now this pattern is called as speed, distance and time problem. The problem is based on speed, distance and time. A train travels 360 km at a uniform speed. If the speed had been 5 km per hour more, it would have taken 1 hour less for the same journey. We need to find the speed of the train. Now we need to find the speed of the train. Then let's the speed of the train taken as x km per hour. Now what is the time? Time equals to what? Distance upon speed. So the distance is 360 km and the usual speed, uniform speed is x, 360 upon x. This is the usual time taken by the train. This is one time slot. Second condition, again distance upon speed. If we increase the speed by 5 km per hour, then the time taken by the train will be 360 upon x plus 5. The difference between these two time slot is given as 1 hour. So 360 upon x minus 360 upon x plus 5 equals to 1. Now why 360 upon x plus 5 is written here, why it is not written here? Because as we increase the value of denominator, the overall value of the fraction will be reduced. Alright, so just convert it into a equation. We get an equation that is x square plus 5x minus 1800. Just split positive 5 into plus 45 minus 40. So we get the value of x equals to 40 minus 45. As we are talking about speed, so minus 45 value will be rejected. So the speed of the train will be 40 km per hour. Yeah. Now this one is a little bit of important concept that is based on unitary method. I think you must be here about unitary method. We are given two water taps together can fill a tank in 3 by 8 hours, that is 75 by 8 hours. The tap of larger diameter takes 8 or less than the smaller one to fill it separately. We need to find in how much time both the tap will fill the tank separately. Now listen carefully. Let the time taken by smaller tap is x hours. Then the time taken by the larger tap will be x minus 10 hours as it is given in the question. Now by the unitary method, if in 1 hour, if the smaller tap is taking x hours to fill the tank, then in 1 hour the smaller tap will fill 1 by x part of the tank. Similarly, in 1 hour the larger tap will fill 1 by x minus 10 part of the tank. Alright. Therefore, in 1 hour both tank can fill this part of the tank. Alright, this is the simply concept of unitary method. If I am saying if a man is taking 4 days to complete a task, then it will complete, then he will do 1/4 part each day. Then he will be able to complete the task in the 4 day. So this is the basic concept of unitary method. So here in 1 hour both can fill the 1 by x plus 1 by x minus 10 part of the tank. Now they are taking 75 by 8 hours. So we are multiplying 75 by 8 hours into 1 hour work so that they can complete the first one task. Just displace the fraction, it will be reciprocal. So we have a equation in the form of 1 by x plus 1 by x minus 10 equals to 8 by 75. Now just we need to convert it into a quadratic formula, quadratic form. So we have an equation 8x square minus 230x plus 750, just divide it by 2. So we have 4x square minus 115x plus 375. Split it into minus 100 and minus 15. So we have the value of x equals to 15 by 4 and 25. This value will be again discarded as because it is less than 10, because the time taken by the larger tap is x minus 10. It is already less than 10. How can we subtract 10 from this number? Therefore this value will be rejected. So we can say x equals to 25. The smaller tap is taking 25 hours to fill the tank separately. Then the larger tap will take x minus 10 means 25 minus 10, 15. Again we have a problem based on distance, speed and time. An express train is taking 1 hour less than the passenger train to travel 132 km between Mysore and Bangalore. So if the average speed of the express train is 11 km per hour more than the passenger train, so we need to find the average speed. So let the speed of passenger train is x km per hour and the speed of the express train will be x plus 11. Total distance is given as 132 km. Again the time taken by the passenger train is also distance upon speed, 132 km upon x km per hour. Similarly time taken by the express train is 132 upon x plus 11. Now time taken by passenger train is greater than the express train by 1 hour. So we just subtract the time slots. The difference is given as 1 hour. Now that's just simply solve by taking LCM. We get an equation. Just solve it by factorization or any of the methods. So we get the value of x is equals to minus 44 and 33. As we are talking about the speed, we can't take negative value, so that will be rejected. So the speed of the passenger train is 33. Then the speed of express train is 44. How? Because the speed of the express train is x plus 11. So 33 plus 11 is equals to 44 km per. Now last question of this exercise is sum of the areas of two squares is 468 meter square. If the difference of their perimeter is 24 meter, then find the side of the two squares. Let's consider two different squares. One is greater and one is smaller. So the area of the square is side square. Let the side of this square is y and x. Let the side of the greater square is larger square is x, and the side of the smaller square is y. So we can write the area of the sum of the area of the square is x square plus y square equals to 468, and the difference of their perimeter. Perimeter of the square is always 4 into side. So the perimeter of the larger square will be 4x, and the perimeter of the smaller square is 4y. 4x minus 4y equals to 24. Taking 4 as a common, so we have x minus y equals to 6. Now we need to just substitute the value of y. Just displace the value of y and get the value of y equals to x minus 6. This y will become positive and this x will be negative. So y become x minus 6. Just substitute the value of y in this equation, so that we get x square plus x minus 6 whole square equals to 468. Solve it. We will have our equation in this form, just divided by 2. So we have equation x square minus 6x minus 216 equals to 0. So we have the values of x is 18 and minus 12. As x is the representing a length, so it can't be negative, it will be rejected. So the x equals to 18 will be considered. Then the value of y will be x minus 6. 18 minus 6 equals to 12. So I hope I am clear here. So we have completed exercise 4.3. Here we have I have a few questions for you. Just note it down and do practice of this question. If you are facing any kind of problem, if you have any doubt, then feel free to ask. Let me know. I'll always there to help you out, class. Alright. Thank you for the careful listening and for your kind attention. In the next video, we'll start the next exercise. Thank you.